Have you ever encountered a hurdle with launching or growing your business? Listen, there are two things that run a business, the back end and your soft skills.
Telling you right now, if these aren't in place, you'll lose clients and you'll lose money. You don't want that? Well, you're in the right place.
Hey, I'm Dana.
Hey, I'm Sarah.
We're your hosts of the Entrepreneur Encounter, and we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes glance into our businesses, give you genuine feedback, tips and tricks, plus occasionally bring on guests that care about supporting you to grow your business organically and nurturing authentic relationships. Are you ready?
How often do you look in your wardrobe and overthink? How often do you look at your clothes and have no idea what to wear or how to pair something together? Dressing for success or lounging around in your yoga pants. Today, we welcome Tara Williams, and we talk about the connection between personal style, confidence, and business success, along with how clothing is more than just fabric. It's a tool for communication, self-expression, and empowerment. If this conversation sparks your desire to strengthen your own soft skills, we invite you to check out our Soft Skills Studio, a space where purpose-driven entrepreneurs like you gain practical tools to lead confidently and communicate effectively. You'll find the link in the show notes to learn more about our growing community. Now let's get to the episode. Welcome to the show, Tara. We are super excited to have you on today. Can you tell us a little bit about you and how soft skills have impacted your life?
Yes. So my name is Tara Williams. I own a personal styling and image consulting business. I started the company, I think it's been like 2.5 years ago now. So I am learning the back end of business. So I feel like knowing how to style someone, we all love the things we do. I could do that all day, but it's learning the business. So soft skills have been essential because really people are inviting me into their very private space. Sometimes that private space is their closet, their bedroom, but sometimes that private space is how they feel about themselves and how clothes reflect how they're feeling about themselves, whether that's good or bad. So if I did not have some decent soft skills, I would be in the wrong profession. You just simply can't be in this space with people unless you really like people and you're really able to hear what they're saying and help them talk through some of the hurdles they're experiencing.
I think that's so true with many service-based or hospitality-based businesses. Like you have to semi-enjoy being around people to do the things that you do, especially I would say in your case, on my back end, I do marketing. So, I get to know your brand story, but I don't dive in too much to your insecurities and things like that, like you do that's a big mindset and closeness you have to get with someone to help them work through their styling. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like, oh, I need a stylist sometimes. But then I'm like, I don't know. Just don't know.
It's a big hurdle for people, even if they feel like they'd like the help, feeling comfortable enough to invite someone into that space can feel really uncomfortable. And I'm very aware of that when I come into somebody's closet. There's always a conversation that happens, no matter how perfectly curated the closet may or may not be. It's always, oh, I'm so embarrassed about what you're going to see here. And there is, I think a soft skill is being judgment-free too. Knowing we all have our stories. There are things that we're all good at, and there are things that we all struggle with, and those will all be different things. So letting people know that, look, there is no judgment, and you can feel comfortable to know I'm not judging you. I just want you to feel the best possible that you can feel. So those spaces are very intimate. When someone's saying to me, I really feel uncomfortable or I feel insecure about my body when I go out in public, that's a really vulnerable thing to say to someone. So I appreciate that people are even willing to invite me into that kind of vulnerable personal space. And I think because of soft skills, quickly people realize we can just make this fun. We can just make this about getting you to a place that you feel comfortable. But I have to be able to listen to not only the words people are saying, but listen to the undercurrent of what they're expressing, right? Because words are one way of communication, but there's a whole undercurrent that comes with, especially as women, I think the way we look deeply impacts the way we perceive we look, right? Our perception of ourselves.
I love that, going into somebody's space and talking to them about like, okay, like you're beautiful or whatever kind words that you can come up with, or making them feel confident in themselves. I remember when I did a brand photo shoot, I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want to do this at all. And I think I look better with my glasses on. But the lady that was taking my pictures, she was like, no, like, let's take a few pictures without your glasses. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, that doesn't, like, no, I look completely different. But she made it fun. She made me feel confident in my own skin. And I looked at the pictures. I'm like, those are amazing. So having somebody tell you like, yeah, you're doing a great job and making you feel confident, that is great.
Yeah.
I want to tap into that, if you don't mind, of why personal style matters. Even for like Sarah, who wanted to keep her glasses on, the connection between confidence and how you present yourself. Like, how does style or what you do with your clients influence their authority in business or whatever it is that they're doing?
So style is, I think of it as just, it's one tool in a toolbox, right? So it's a tool that we can pull out to communicate with people without having to say words. So I think sometimes that thought makes people feel really uncomfortable because when you realize people make a lot of decisions about us before they really know us. There is a statistic that says in the first 7 seconds someone meets you, they make 11 decisions about you.
11?
11. And decision number, they think like 6 is whether or not they're going to trust you. So that's huge. Like that's before you get to say anything, but there is an advantage in that, right? If we know that, we can use that as a tool when we want to be intentional. It doesn't mean that every time you go to the grocery store, you're perfectly dressed because you might meet somebody. We need to give ourselves permission to relax as well. But at times that it is important, at times that we want to come with our A game or we're meeting an important business associate for the first time, we have that tool at our disposal. So that's just like the basis of why does it matter? Especially as entrepreneurs, as we represent our company in different settings. That's one reason it's important. But if I have found that if I can figure out who a woman authentically is, and then come up with a physical representation of that through her wardrobe, like she looks in the mirror and the common phrase is, that's so me. So it's an expression of who someone is on the inside. And it gives people confidence to know, like when they feel good about how they look on the outside, there are studies showing that it improves productivity, it improves confidence, it improves creative thought. So it's something called enclothed cognition. So it's been studied and it's a real thing, but it's how we're projecting ourselves on the outside does affect how we feel on the inside. And then that it has this spiral effect. If we get the outside figured out, I found a lot of times it frees people up mentally to then pursue whatever they're really good at.
That is interesting because from my experience, I always say like, I don't care. Like, I don't care what other people say, like, or think or whatever the case may be. But over the last couple of years, I've starting to realize that for me to feel confident in myself, although I'm working at home and nobody sees my pants, like I put jeans on because it makes me feel more productive. Like sometimes I keep my shoes on because it keeps me more motivated to actually do something during the day if I'm being lazy or whatever. Like yesterday, I went to the store with sweatpants on, but it was the end of the day. Like kids are home, dinner's cooking. Like who cares? I need to go get something from the store. But it's taken me a long time to realize that, like, yeah, it's the first impression that people see. And it was almost hard for me to do that because the way I am, I think you should talk to me before you judge me by the way that I look. But over time, I'm starting to realize, especially going to like networking events, people do look at you in a certain way, like you were saying, like make those decisions in their minds before they can actually want to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. And, in an ideal world, someone totally gets to know us before they make decisions about us. But it's just, unfortunately and fortunately, it's not the reality of how things operate. So in this conversation, I always make sure that my clients know, also give yourself permission to know when to care about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going to the grocery store, like you just said, like I said, there is a time and place to care about bringing your A game. And there's a time and place for our mental health to be able to relax. You get to choose those times. You get to be intentional about how you want to show up in each different occasion.
Hey there, listeners. Ever feel like you're struggling to connect with customers or lead your team effectively? That's where soft skills come in.
Entrepreneur Encounter isn't just another podcast. We're a community dedicated to helping early stage entrepreneurs like you master the soft skills that make or break a business.
Technical skills are important, but without communication, collaboration, and confidence, your business might never get off the ground to the next level.
In our membership, Dana and I share actionable insights and tips to help you nurture the soft skills you need to thrive.
Give you access to bonus content, workshops, and a network of like-minded entrepreneurs who are all on the same journey.
We'll teach you how to boost your confidence,
become a leader who inspires and motivates your team,
navigate conflict like a pro,
to resolve disagreements without drama and build stronger relationships,
communicate clearly and concisely, get your message across, build trust, and close the deal.
If you're ready to take your business to the next level, join the circle by clicking the link in the show notes. I just feel like with the mindset of going to networking events, so I attended one this morning last minute. Thank goodness I actually did dress for success today. That was one thing I kind of joked about was I feel like when I put on even just business casual, I'm not getting in a 2-3-piece suit anytime soon. But I feel like just the mindset of, oh, I'm not in yoga pants. I'm not lounging. I am here to get as much work, client work, or business growth for myself done in the time frame that I have. Because once I pick up my kids, that goes out the window. So I dress for success. My wardrobe is very limited because it just is. So I'm trying to now having to get creative with the things that I do have and still feel like, oh, I look like if someone new comes into the co-working space, I can confidently introduce them and not feel like I need to explain, yeah, I didn't feel like getting dressed today, or you got me in my hot mess mom hat on today, or whatever the case may be. And it just helps me be ready to like pitch myself just at the drop of the hat because of the mindset of, all right, I'm dressed. I'm ready to tackle the day and I can talk to anyone and everyone about what I'm doing in my business or what we're doing on this podcast. And I'm going to smile more because I'm comfortable in my clothes, not feeling like, man, you just showed up and my house is on fire. But it's me that's on fire.
Yes. And we all feel like we're on fire sometimes. That's the reality of being human. And that's the reality of being entrepreneurs, right? Because we do wear so many hats. And I'm a mom too. And a lot of entrepreneurs have families, right? So we're juggling family life and we're juggling the being in the business and then working on the business. So we're wearing a lot of hats. I think that if we can get the outside, the clothes figured out, it does a couple things. One, I love that you said you're in the co-working space. When you're there, if you get dressed, you feel confident to present your business, to pitch your business. And I think that's one thing that our wardrobe can do for us because as entrepreneurs, we are our business. We are our business brand. So a wardrobe that fits your business branding is just another tool to present who you are as a person, which is really the same as what your business is. Our business and our brand are very tied, our business brand and who we are as a person. So all of those moments that we actually put some intentionality and some thought into our wardrobe, they pay off in so many ways, like meeting someone spontaneously, but truly, truly, I cannot say enough times, you need to give yourself permission to relax at the appropriate times too. I'm a mom. I have a 10-year-old, and same. When he gets home from school, I put my mom hat on. And if I need to go out after that to the grocery store or whatever, I'm thinking of my family. I'm not thinking of what I'm wearing. But if I have a networking event, then I want to be a good representation of my company, of my business. So it's all working together, right? And we are all just doing the best we can do. But if I can help someone get the wardrobe figured out, it's like taking out a big stressor, right? I mean, do you ever go to your closet? I hear this from so many people. Go to your closet, it's full, there are clothes there, but you feel like there is nothing, like, what am I supposed to wear from this? I don't know.
I think that's why I don't have clothes, because I was like, I wear none of these. And so in a spring cleaning fit, we got rid of a lot of things. I have like 4 shirts that are not like t-shirts. And so I need a whole refined everything. That's my goal this year, is that, because at the end of last year, that's what I was doing. I was like, we have too much stuff and blah, 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 blah. Like a whole minimalist thing. I don't wear any of these clothes. I don't like how they look. So I just got rid of them. Then I realized how few items I actually enjoy wearing. So I was like, I actually have to go figure this out now.
Yeah.
So that'll be probably my last question, because I feel like it's super important. Hopefully, I'm not the only one that went through this process. But how do you guide someone to define their personal brand through style? Because I hate going and trying on clothes 100%. So like, how do you help someone who is just now learning what that means to define it and refine their personal brand through style?
So there are a few very just practical exercises that I take clients through that I think are really helpful to do that, because you're right. We often just buy things because we see them in the store, they're on sale. So it's really normal that our closets are a reflection, not so much of who we are, but just maybe the sale we came across at the right time. That is typical and that is normal because we don't have time. And it is a way of being intentional that's not taught. So one of the first things I do with clients is go through this exercise where I have them think about how they want to be seen and felt in the world. So we go over and I have long lists of just words, like, is confidence one of the ways you want to be seen by others? Authoritative, warm and approachable. I mean, there's the whole gamut. So to help them to begin to define what is the message that you want to be sending to the world. And we have different seasons of our lives too. So maybe you knew what it was in a previous season, but now you haven't taken the time maybe to think through, or maybe you've never had the time ever to think through, what do I want people to think about me when they see me? So we go through that exercise, and that exercise alone, just taking the time to do that, is really helpful to think, okay, what is that message that I want to send? And I have people think about business and personal, like a Venn diagram. There should be a center in the middle where they both meet, if not totally encompassing all. And then the other thing I have people do is just go to Pinterest. I like Pinterest because it's really easy to find images. So go to Pinterest, create a style board, and just start pinning pictures that are appealing to you. You know, when I tell my clients to do this, I say, don't be too picky. Like, it doesn't have to be that every single piece of this outfit is something you love, or don't do the whole thing, get in your head of, but that wouldn't look good on me, or whatever the long list of things is. Just start pinning pictures that appeal to you and in the types of clothes and outfits. And I teach people, like, you know, you want to make sure to type in the word 2025 when you do that. So you don't get a picture that's 20 years old, for example. And there are other keywords. You can think of different styles. Do you think you might like a classic style? Do you think you are attracted to a more boho or artistic or edgy? So there are those kinds of style words you can begin to type it in because Pinterest is just a search engine. So up come all these images that you can begin to pin. And if you pin enough, you'll start to see threads like, oh, these photos are really similar. So then from there, you can begin to think, okay, what exactly is it about this outfit that I like? Do I want to totally recreate this outfit? Or I'm noticing a lot of these outfits have a black blazer. Do I own a black blazer? So then you can begin to make a list of items that you would like to add to your wardrobe. So instead of going into a store and seeing everything and feeling very overwhelmed, you can go into a store thinking, okay, I am looking for a black blazer. So those are the shortcuts to trying to figure out what your style is. And just the more you notice maybe someone that you see, if you like the way they look, take like a mental note, be intentional about thinking, what is it about the way they look that I like? And then remember that, write it down, keep a little notes in your phone. And if you see someone wearing, we'll do the blazer again, a blazer you really like, put that in your phone. Was it the color you liked? Was it a pattern you liked? And if you just begin to keep a list, you'll notice some consistencies in what you're liking.
I'm still looking for my green pants. I saw this picture on Pinterest. They were dress pants. My favorite color is green. And they're like this dark green dress pants. I'm like, I want those. And I didn't save it. So I've been going on the hunt trying to find them again. Because I'm like, I want my green pants.
Yeah, I'll give you a really great tip. If you can take a photo of a picture or take a photo, you can put that into Google image search and up will pop something similar or exact. So if you can find a product, put that into Google image search and it should show you what it is and where to buy it. So maybe you'll find your green pants.
I almost mentioned those for you, Sarah, that you had talked about them before.
Yeah, because I feel as if like if I wear dress pants and a blazer, I have a blazer, I just never wear it because never leave the house. But I feel like if I had a green pants, I would wear my blazer more.
And you might. Those are the things also that I look at with clients is what are the clothes that you're missing in order to make the rest of your closet work harder? Like Dana, if you've pared down your closet, you might be able to go through and think, okay, I could wear these two things together, but I'm missing the third piece. So what's that third piece that you could wear with if you paired this together and this together? So those are just the closet gaps that if you can identify in your closet, then you might be able to wear a whole bunch more. And maybe you just need those green pants for the blazer, Sarah.
Exactly, yeah.
I do feel like that's where I lack is the styling aspect. Like I can buy clothes that flatter per se, but like the styling of it with the accessories, I have no idea what I'm doing, especially with shoes. It's just not my thing.
Shoes are a place people get stuck. I'm in Colorado. I was telling Sarah earlier, we can have snow the last week of school, or like yesterday was nearly 70. So we're all over the place, which makes shoes really difficult for people here. We kind of keep out our entire wardrobe the whole year.
So for anyone listening, one, I feel like I'm going to gift myself a consultation with you just because I am starting to dress for success more. But for anyone else that's listening and tuning in, how can they get in contact with you?
So my website's really the best place to get in contact with me. There's a contact button on my website. So my website is styleelevationwithtara.com. Styleelevationwithtara.com. All one word.
Awesome. We will have all the information in the show notes. Thank you so much for being with us today.
It was great to talk to you both.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Remember, soft skills aren't just some fluffy buzzwords that get thrown around in the corporate world. They're the key to unlocking your full potential as a professional and a human being. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself and seek out opportunities to improve your soft skills. Sarah and I have a variety of workshops, online courses, and complimentary clarity calls for you to practice in real time with us. Links are always in the show notes. And be sure to join us next time for more insights, tips, and tricks to help you succeed in your entrepreneur encounter.